Okay, hi guys, welcome back to another video. I just want to apologize in advance. The audio is probably going to be terrible because I record my voice on my phone and I'm currently having to use it, like, as of now to record this video. So it's probably going to be either you can't hear me half the time or my finger's going to be over the microphone. Either way, it's not amazing, but this has been a highly requested video and this is the only way I could think of doing it. So shall I start? Yes. Don't know why I just give myself a rhetorical question. Anyway, so I'm gonna show you guys how I edit my photos for my Instagram. My Instagram. Hope nothing dodgy comes up now. This is what my Instagram looks like. So this is the kind of thing. I posted this last night. I probably won't be showing you the camera layout because that's like a one-off and I had to go use my computer for it and I didn't really like editing it. So I'm going to show you kind of my basic editing, such as this. I really like these pictures. I think she's so cute. And this kind of thing as well, just what I do unlike most of my regular pictures. As well, you see the text down here? I'll probably be doing that as well, just because it's all really simple. They're all free apps that I use as well, so it should be all good. Okay, so the first thing is that I actually, take a photo in my game. So I have one already that I decided I'm going to edit. So that I've just used AirDrop. This is down here. You switch on Bluetooth and AirDrop everyone, and because I have a Mac, I can do it between my phone and my Mac, but it only works like with Macs, if you get what I mean, and iPhones. But it's really useful. It generally keeps my quality really good as well, and I really like it. I think you can also use like different apps like Dropbox, Google Drive, things like that, or just email. I used to Facebook them to myself. But anyway, the first app is Repix. It's the bottom left corner. This is what I use to blur the background of my pictures. I'll probably just be speeding through it, but I'll also add in like some useful tips I think to make your pictures look good. So yeah, we'll open this up. I have the premium. I have the paid version. But I bought that one. I went through like a photo editing phase when I was 13, and I had this app back then. So that's why I have like Sparkler or Glowline. What else? Silk. Oh, so nice. Anyway, what I use is the free tool, which is the blurrer. It comes in, if you see the numbers at the top, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What you do to access those is just pull up, like click the blur, pull it up, and then scroll across your screen. It's hard to do without you having to see my hands, but that's the only way I can explain it. I use blur 1, so the weakest blur. I just think it looks the best in my opinion. I've just cut that bit out because I didn't click. I just went through all these selfies I had and that was a bit embarrassing. Because they're not even good. Like, if they were good, I'd be like, oh yeah, you can see them, but they're ones that I should have deleted. Anyway, this is the picture I've chosen. It's just of Phoebe Connor, and it has this really nice background, but the thing is, the background is really, like, there's lots of, I'm trying to think. It's just really, like, sharp and busy. That's kind of the word I'm looking for, like, it has all these edges of the plants and stuff. So what I do, this is the first step to edit them. There's only like 2 steps, so I don't really know why I'm making it a big deal of like step 1. But I go to blur 1, and I just start going. I always start around the like edge and just go around like this. Maybe I will. I don't know if I'll cut some of this out because I don't think it takes that long, and then I might be able to like talk while I'm doing it. Or I might sometimes, like, if it's a hard one to edit, it takes me longer. But so one thing I would say is that what I always do, wait, I'll just blur this so that it's not like as conspicuous. It's like just a glitch. I'll maybe go in with blur too. sure, that'll do. Um, so what I always try to envision when I'm blurring the background is to kind of think of like, you know, professional photographs by photographers. So this one isn't as bad because it's close up, so it's pretty much just blurring the background. But for instance, if she was standing here, if this is where she was standing, um, I wouldn't personally blur in the ground in front of her because that's just not how a camera would take the picture. Because I see like some pictures and they've blurred the whole way around their sim. But in reality, if it was a picture, the ground that is level with the sim's feet, say if they were here, this wouldn't be like blurred beside their feet. If it's like a portrait photo. I hope that makes sense. I'll maybe get another example up. I should have one. But that's kind of what I do when I'm doing blurring. But again, a picture like this that is close up is pretty much just doing the whole thing because it's a close up. I'm talking about like if it's a full body picture. That's just one of the kind of things I always try to do. Also, I think it's important when you're blurring to make sure you keep the like sharp lines, because like if I do this, that gets all of the blur of the background, but then his finger I think looks really just weird, like it just doesn't look good. And it's the same especially with hair. Like if I do this and then I zoom out, you can just tell that there's like something, it just doesn't look as good. Whereas if I do undo and I just go around and make sure the edges are still kind of sharp. I'll fix this bit because this is still needs blurred. That's why it might take a while. But I'll just go around this again. And you can already see that like the top of it here looks way better than the sides. That's just by keeping those like sharp lines. Again, I think it's really important. Let me just undo all of this. Okay. Okay, I can't undo it that far, but so we'll just fix this. So that's another thing that I would suggest is kind of like to make your pictures, this is all in my opinion by the way, this is what I would do to make my opinion, or this is what I do to make my pictures look as good as I think they can look, if that makes sense. Like I know that some people, they just prefer to have everything blurred, or the fuzziness is to set an atmosphere in the picture. Like I know someone who I've noticed blurs a lot around their Sims faces is FemSim on Tumblr. She's a great story. And her edits are amazing as well. I keep saying but what she does when they're super, she might like, her picture might literally be this close up rather than this. So she'll have it right like this, and she'll blur everything apart. Like, say if it was the eyes you're focusing on, she'll just do like something obviously a bit neater than that. But that's the basic idea of what she does, and it really does like, it just depends on your style and what you're happy with, because like it's all about your just personal taste in it as well. Yeah, that's what I think, and my personal taste is that I like kind of the sharp edges, as if like it's a professional camera. If that makes sense. And also, but you see the way this hand has kind of gone roughly around it. I'll come back to that later to correct it all. Again with the I guess that's just, you know the way that you hear that people have like certain filler words. Is mine. If you couldn't already tell, but there you go. But this is kind of what's the word? No, not redundant. It's a word that sounds like redundant. It means kind of boring. Can't really remember. Also what I do is I like to, in these little tricky bits, I just like tap it in the middle, so then it's not completely like blurred out, because that's still like salvageable, that piece of hair. You don't need to like blur the whole thing. So I'll just continue doing this. Tap here, because it looks bad when it's zoomed in, but I'll probably crop it to about here. Or maybe I will blur this. I'll blur the whole thing a little bit so it kind of blends into each other, if that makes sense. But just continue doing this. I can get really bored of this really easy, especially if I have like loads and loads of pictures I've taken like on a day and I need to edit them all for the rest of the week. Because if you didn't already know, I only take my pictures on weekends, just because of school. Like, school takes up all my time. Mentally, I'm tired all the time as well. So I'll like take batches of photos for the like next week or week and a half or whatever, and then I have to edit them all, and it takes forever, and it's super boring. But what's really satisfying is that if a picture, especially when you're blurring it like this, sometimes the edges just come out so sharp, and oh, it just looks so good. Like, it just like perfects like my life. But then sometimes what really annoys me, I've noticed it, I don't know if anyone else notices, but on some pictures I like miss a bit where I haven't blurred, and oh my god, it gets on my nerves so much. Like, one picture that might have been my favorite literally turns into my least because of like one little blur patch that I missed. So you just keep doing this and this and this over and over again until you've got every single crevice. What I'd also recommend is, even if you think that you're going to crop your picture and you don't blur like this, I would still blur all this, because there's many times I've like said, oh yeah, I'm just going to crop it like this, and I've decided, no, I want to do this, and then I forgot that I didn't blur this bit. I posted it and it looks really bad, because like it's like half edited, half not. So I would say also just be wary of that. Oh my god, here we go again. Every day. So, I think I'm looking around, and I think that's every single background bit, kind of. Oh, no. That bit there. I think that's everything now. So now we're going back to this hand that I said I was going back to. And we're just going to go around the undoer brush and just kind of sharpen it. It's sometimes really hard with fingers because they're so small, depending on how close up you are. Also with hair as well, hair can be tricky. But this is kind of, I didn't used to do this until like a few months ago. And I also, what I really don't like, which is really annoying, is, do you see this kind of like blur, this like ring of like, I don't even know what that is. It's like when it's blurred into the background, like her skin. And that annoys me a lot, but usually when I try to fix it, it just makes it look worse. So as you can see, there's like a little line where it isn't blurred around here, but considering that this is the size of the picture, I don't think it's that noticeable overall. So I'll probably just leave that as it is. I'll blur a little bit here, just so that kind of blends more. That looks good to me. Oh, here. Just do that. Is anything else done? Actually, I'm going to get rid of this. I'm just going to keep it as a little spot of like bare skin, because it's just not working for me. I think that's everything, or as good as it's going to get. Let's just see what we can do with this hair. If we just do this, does that help anything? Is that good or bad? Kind of a bit of both. We'll go down these little streaks here. Okay, that looks better. So this is kind of the blurring of the background that I do. And like I said, this app is free and it's just really easy to use in my opinion. I didn't discover it until like December, so like 3 months into my account. So like, even like before that, I didn't really edit my pictures apart from like filtering them. But this has been a really good app, like really good. And like there's also little freebie ones you get. I think like flares, if you ever wanted to add these in, I think that's free. I think these raindrops are free. Although I can't say that I'm a fan of the raindrops. I personally would use like a scratchy, I think it's called like a scratchy overlay in PixArt. That's what I would usually use. Just because it kind of looks more like raindrops. I'll show you I'll get it now for you. this is PixArt, this bottom one just below my Tumblr app. That's what I would use for like the rain. I think that's what I used on this picture. I'll get it up for you now. It was a while ago. I think it was January I posted it. Scrolling. Okay, we're at like February now. No, that's New Year's Eve. It's when they're on the bikes. No, because they didn't go on the bikes there. Okay. So this is 23rd of January. Oh, here. So you see this rain and also her hair. I did that in PixArt. PixArt again is free. And the little droplets, that was from Repix, but I only like kind of scattered them around. Like I didn't do the whole thing as that because I thought that scratchiness looked more like raindrops. But yeah, the hair that's on PixArt. It's free as well. It's good for more intricate kind of more intricate edits, like if you were to do something like that. The next thing I would recommend is VSCO or VSCO. I say VSCO, but my friend says VSCO. Probably VSCO, but I mushed it into one word, so I guess that's the thing now. But I use this for my filters. I'm not gonna show my black filters I use just because I don't really see the point. Because I know if I showed it, a lot of people would like adapt like that filter choice. But I don't really see the point of other people like doing the same filter because then everybody's will look the same and like that's just a bit boring, you know. But I have all of this is again free. I didn't pay for any filters on here. There's loads and loads of them, like just depending on what kind of aesthetic you want to go for. So you have like this is actually quite nice. This is like a really faded one, but then if you click on it, so you click T1, click T1 again, and you have like this slider of like intensity, I guess. I always tend to go for about half, maybe less than half, in terms of intensity. There's really nice ones, like this is cute. This is actually really nice, what the heck. So like, I would do that at like half. That's a really nice warm tone one. Then I also like the cooler tone ones as well. Like, I would say, ooh, HB2, that's cute. Ooh, I like that. That's really nice. I like the contrast in it and the contrast between the colors. Then it also gives it this kind of tone to all of the colors as well, so then they don't look too out of place. That's really cute. And you also, these are the kind of warm tone. I like A6. A6 is really nice. You also have, black and white. That's a really nice black and white. Usually, like, the black and whites I see are like this. That's cute. Then you have, like, these ones. That one's really nice and bright. It just really depends on what you're going for. Like, this is nice here, this is nice here. It's all about kind of finding your own style in terms of filters. Then you also have these settings in here. So you have, like, saturation. That's actually pretty... I like this filter with a little bit less saturation, like 0.5. That's really nice. I really like that. And then that I actually really like this. I feel like now I should have went for like a filter like that. That's really cute. There's also like clarity. I think this is like the same as sharpen. A lot of people apparently sharpen their pictures, which I didn't know about, but that's actually quite nice. That like it just brings a bit more sharpness to them. Obviously, I wouldn't recommend going to like 12, maybe like 1 or 2. That's really nice. We'll go with that. Shadows, you can change the like amount of shadows, I think. I don't really use that. I like to use temperature, depending on which picture it is. And fade as well. Like, I know a lot of people like kind of the faded aesthetic, which I was like really into. At one point I was like, yes, this is what I need in my life. Also, if a picture's like too dark, I always just up the exposure. I just think it's really handy. Maybe if it just gets too bright, maybe lower the contrast as well. But yeah, that's pretty much what it is. You can see here I have like all of my like to be posted pictures. So then I saved this to my camera roll, actual size, and yeah, that's pretty much it. That's kind of what my basic, basic, is that the word I'm looking for? Yeah, that's kind of my average style of editing. That's as far as it goes, you know, blur the background, add a filter. For text, I like the app Fonto. It's free as well. It's really useful, like really, really useful. You just click here. Let's just take a plain image, and I'll show you guys what I kind of tend to do. Okay, I never really use. Okay, use. I add text. I usually go for the font. Helvetica Light. So I'll go something like, hello, everyone. I wouldn't put this on a picture, but like, this is just an example. So I have hello, everyone. I'll go style, stroke. I press black. Oh, I've just realized you can't really see what I'm clicking. But yeah, you just I do black stroke, text. I'll usually change something like yellow. And then I'll do the size. I usually reduce it to about between 35 and 25. And then I press move and center it. And there, that's pretty much it. It's really handy. It's a really good app as well. Oh, whoops. So yeah, that's pretty much everything I do to edit my pictures. If there's anything I've left out, let me know. There's also, I tend to edit my thumbnails in the same way. I keep saying here we go. Okay, I keep saying but then I also keep saying that I keep saying like, can I just stop altogether? That'll be rude. But yeah, anyway, to finish, I hope you find this useful. I thought it was good. It was fun to make. So this is kind of the finished product of one of my like pictures. What I also find is that, let me just scroll way down. Let's go here. This is the unedited version, but this is just to show like how I crop. I usually go drag it in like this, and then choose the ratio 4:5. This is the maximum like portrait size that I figured out that Instagram can do. So I usually crop it to this, just because I like it. I like it close up and I like it portrait, in my opinion. But yeah, I think that's pretty much everything that I've covered. I hope you find this useful, and if you have any more suggestions on videos you'd like, feel free to let me know.